We're the Mario Brothers, and plumbing's a game. We're not like the others who get all the
Super Mario movie is a whole lot of fun. It's very nostalgic and has a lot of references for it. It reaches to the core of Mario games when it comes to character development, and it has a simple premise that's easy to follow. Now, this is a kid's film, if that wasn't obvious enough, and unlike Pixar, they aren't trying to pull at your heartstrings and get an emotional reaction out of you. More or less, it's jokes, entertaining, and a spectacle when it comes to action scenes. However, because of that, it gets a little awkward because they use the hero's journey in this movie. And I mean, everything holds up until we get to the death and rebirth portion of the movie. Really, the belly of the beast kind of thing, and it gets kind of literal in the movie as well. Mario is already a developed character. He's optimistic and tenacious, always thinking he's going to come out on top in a situation, even though he falls short to every occasion. And when you look at this, it's really just a meta way of kind of giving him lives and showing how we as the players, when we all first played Super Mario Bros., how we may have died over and over again in certain situations, but we kept going until we beat the game. Going back to my point, there's no real transformation or revelation that comes to Mario. I mean, other than the fact that he's just tested one more time and he's possibly thinking about actually giving up for once, and that he's probably in over his head. I personally enjoyed this neat little twist in the hero's journey. However, I think it may have come across as hard to find or maybe hard to understand due to how the movie handles confrontation throughout the plot. Now, I don't have a degree in theater or in writing, so the best way I can explain it is going to have to be like this. Just bear with me for a little bit. In a lot of movies, there are a lot of points in the plot where characters have confrontations, where they interact with other characters or the outside world against their ideals, and then there's this inner turmoil where the character is struggling with their ideals against the actual confrontation that's occurring, and then finally a resolution where their ideals either succeed or fail, and they must grow and learn from the situation at hand. Now, Illumination, they take this 3-point concept when it comes to these interactions between characters and the outside world, and they just get rid of the inner turmoil completely and just slap in a joke. And in hindsight, it kind of makes sense. I mean, I've experienced watching a Star Wars movie and one of my siblings asked to see if they can play on my phone during the film. So when you have something that's made for a younger audience and you also have short attention spans and you're competing with things like TikTok, you want to do things that are constantly just grabbing people's attentions or changing the scenes. You never want things to really slow down. Even I use this similar tactic in my videos. I try every 5 to 7 seconds to have something change on the screen just so you guys don't click off. What this does is whenever it comes to story, they get shortened, but they get straight to the point. It's very much, okay, you get what's going on, here's a joke, and let's move on to the next point. The action scenes are more prolonged, but they're having a lot of fun with them. They are taking the camera and allowing you to see everything that's going on and going from a 3-dimensional view to a 2-dimensional view and making everything reminiscent of a Mario video game. On top of that, the jokes can be world-breaking at times. They'll do anything to get a laugh, even though it doesn't matter what the consequences may mean in the future. And if all of that wasn't enough to keep your eyes glued to the screen, the movie looks beautiful. If anything from Illumination is that they know how to animate, and by golly, does this look freaking awesome. Overall, this movie is just doing its best to have fun. The story can feel kind of rushed based with the jokes that get inserted into it, and there are a lot of high action moments, but I would recommend this to anyone who enjoys kids film or even just a huge Mario fan, because this film has Easter eggs and references, everything from the way the camera works to dialogue and just scenes in the background and the settings. I'd have to easily give Super Mario Bros. A 7 out of 10. Until next time, play nice. It was really weird writing the script or even just making this video. I've never really said my name a lot, so having to say Mario multiple times in this video was kind of jaunting.